Hello everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. One of my favorite flavor combinations is chocolate and pistachio, and today we'll be making my pistachio chocolate babka rolls. These are super soft and fluffy buns filled with loads of chocolate and loads of pistachios, and they're fantastic any time of the day, any time of the year with a cup of coffee or tea. We're going to start by making our chocolate filling with a combination of cocoa powder, chocolate chips, and butter. We'll make a soft yeast dough, roll it out, spread on the chocolate, add loads of ground pistachios, shape the buns, bake them, and then finish them with a simple sugar glaze. Not only do these look so beautiful, but they taste incredible. For the full list of ingredients and the printable instructions, head on down into that video description box over to my website. I'll also have this recipe with metric measurements. And now let me show you how to make some delicious chocolate pistachio babka rolls. We'll get things started with the filling because it does need to cool before we can use it. Into a small saucepan, I'm going to add half a cup of unsalted butter, and we need to melt the butter first. Into the melted butter, add in 3/4 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips, a 1/3 cup of super fine sugar, and we'll add in a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Mix that all together. We're going to let this cook for a few minutes until the mixture is really nice and smooth and that sugar has dissolved. Remove the mixture from heat and then pour in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to set this until it cools, and as it cools, it will thicken and it'll be a lot easier to spread and use in our rolls. With our chocolate filling cooling, we could get started on the dough. We'll need 1 cup of warm milk. Mine is at about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll pour into a large mixing bowl. And today I'm using instant yeast, but you can also use regular yeast, and I'll have both instructions up on my website. We'll need half a cup of white granulated sugar, 2 large eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, a 1/3 cup of melted butter. Make sure it's nicely cooled before you pour it in. 1 teaspoon of sea salt, and 1 tablespoon of instant yeast. Whisk this all together. We'll need 4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add it in gradually, but 1 cup at a time, and you want to whisk very well until you have a smooth batter, and then once the batter thickens, we'll switch over to a spatula. Once the dough pulls into a ball, I'm going to transfer onto my well-floured work surface. If you need additional flour, grab a little scoopful. And we're going to knead in the remaining flour until we get a smooth and elastic dough. And I love to use this little bench scraper to help me along. And if you have a stand mixer, you can absolutely use it for this entire dough process. Makes it super easy too. And then knead the dough for about 5 minutes until it's really smooth and elastic. I'll place my dough into a mixing bowl, let it rest for about 15 minutes, and then we'll come back to roll it out and add our fillings. Once the dough has rested, it's time to roll it out. So I'm going to place it on a lightly floured work surface. And I like to shape mine into a little rectangle. And then we're going to roll the dough out into a large rectangle, about 20 by 18 inches. Time to spread on our cooled chocolate filling. I'm going to drop dollops of that over the top and then use a spatula to spread it evenly. Spread this chocolate evenly to all the edges. You want to make sure you get lots of chocolate with every bite. And then it's time for our pistachios. I have 2 cups of finely diced and ground pistachios. And we're going to spread these in a nice generous layer over the chocolate filling. Next, we'll take a long, sharp knife and divide this sheet of dough into 12 equal pieces. I'm going to cut this into quarters first. Before shaping the rolls, I'm going to press the pistachios into the chocolate so that way the pistachios don't fall off. And then we're going to gently start twisting the dough, just like this. And you could start twisting from both ends. And then shape the dough into a little bun. Place the shaped buns onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. I usually do about 6 buns per pan. You want to make sure you leave ample room between each one, as these will puff up in the oven. Once the buns are shaped, it's time to apply a little egg wash. Just take 1 egg, beat it in a small bowl, and then use a pastry brush to apply it over the rolls, and this will give them a beautiful finish. We'll make it nice and golden brown once they're done baking. And our buns are ready for proofing. I'm going to set them into a warm corner of my kitchen, cover them with a tea towel, and let them proof for about 45 minutes to an hour or until they're doubled up in size. Meanwhile, I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once these are proofed, they're going into the oven. They'll bake for about 35 minutes until they're a rich golden brown color. At the 20-minute baking mark, I like to lay a sheet of foil over the top of these buns, and this will prevent them from getting too dark while they finish baking. And while they're baking, we're going to make a simple sugar syrup that we're going to add to the buns as soon as they come out of the oven, and it's going to give the buns a very beautiful glossy finish. For the sugar syrup, we're going to combine half a cup of water with half a cup of white granulated sugar and the juice of half a lemon, so about 1.5 tablespoons. Stir this all together, and we're going to bring it up to a simmer. Bring this mixture up to a boil, let it boil for about 1 minute, and then we'll remove it from heat and add the syrup to the buns as soon as they come out of the oven. I just took these buns out of the oven. We're going to coat them with this incredible sugar syrup over the top. Make sure it's really just like sinks into the buns. And how beautiful are these chocolate pistachio rolls? They look so beautiful. And that's it for my pistachio chocolate babka rolls. These turned out so pretty. I love like that twisted bun shape on these, and that glossy finish from the sugar syrup makes them look even prettier. Don't forget to head on down into that video description box for all the recipe details up on my website, including this recipe with metric measurements. And now let's dig in to enjoy. This looks so amazing. These buns are so soft and they're packed full of the incredible chocolate spread, loads and loads of pistachios. This just looks amazing. These are so delicious. I love everything about these rolls, starting from the really soft dough, super soft, buttery, sweet, incredibly delicious. And then you get that bittersweet chocolate filling on the inside. It's not too sweet. And then you get the crunchy pistachios. And I used the salted roasted pistachios, so they really complement the sweetness of the rolls. These are so incredibly delicious. All I need is a cup of coffee or tea to go with these to complete this incredible treat. Okay, let's go in for another bite. So good, so much incredible flavor. I can't wait for you to try these incredible babka rolls. Run to make this incredible recipe. I guarantee you, you are going to love these. Thank you so much for watching my latest episode. I hope you have fun baking these at home, and I hope you absolutely love them too. And I'll see you next time with a new recipe.